everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an open letter, some advice, free advice for college seniors and or recent graduates. Basically anybody who's dreading the holidays because they don't want to have to talk to their aunts and uncles and grandmas who are like, so are you getting married? So what's your job? What's your life plan? And you're all like, if that's you, this video is for you, and stay tuned, keep watching. So I wanted to make this video because I am 27. I've definitely been out of college for about 5 years, a little bit. I've been through the whole thing and I wanna be a big sister moment here for you guys, and I wanna let you know it's gonna be okay. If you are the stressed out person, the person who just feels like I have no idea what's going on, I don't know what to do, I feel like a failure, I feel very unimpressive, I feel confused, stressed out, whatever, like I've felt it too, and I want to give you a pep talk, give you some actual tangible advice, and let you know it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Let's just like all, okay, all right. So a little background on me. I graduated from college in 2013, and it was like right after the song by Taylor Swift, 22, came out. In fact, the song came out like a month before I turned 22. It's about like thriving, you're young, you got the world at your fingertips, woo, 22. But for me, post-grad was a little disillusioning, a little confusing. If you've seen my testimony at all, some of this might be a little bit repetitive. I had a job right before I graduated college. I got it like in April. I was very persistent. I was trying to find a job like all of senior year, and I had one lined up. And then I went to Europe after college, had the best time ever. And then in September, I moved to Washington, D.C. and I started a job at a PR firm. And 2 weeks after I started it, the woman in charge was like, you know what, my plan was that I was gonna train you and it was gonna be awesome. I didn't expect you to know anything. I was gonna train you. But I just decided I don't really have time for that and it's not gonna work. So I'm so sorry. And I ended up losing the job 2 weeks after I started it. So then I was just in the ranks with everybody else, not having a job, and I went into looking for a job mode while living in DC with $1,000 a month rent. So it took me like 4 or 5 months to get a job, and so I remember feeling like, wow, Taylor Swift, you said 22 was fun. You made it sound like it was the best year ever. And it was not. I actually remember making a video. The video was called, Is Anybody Else Feeling 22? And I was like, guys, this is hard. And I feel lonely and confused and disillusioned because nobody told me it was gonna be like this. I never heard anyone mention that 22 post-grad was gonna be so hard. And I remember it's really hard for my roommate too, and it was hard for a lot of my friends because it was just confusing. And so I wanted to be the person to warn you that it is gonna be hard. It is gonna be confusing because if you went to college, your whole life has looked like pretty mapped out, it's pretty self-explanatory, like you go to school, you knew what you were doing, but after college, like you can do whatever you want. And that is very exciting, but it is also very confusing. Maybe you can't find a job and that's really stressful. Or maybe you can find a job, but you hate it. Or maybe you find a job that you like, but you don't have any friends because you moved to a different city and you've never felt lonely before because in college, all your friends lived in literally the same building as you. The year after you graduate is going to be awkward, it's going to be hard, and it's going to be okay. It really is. And another thing people aren't warning you is that it's going to feel like everybody else knows what they're doing and everybody else is fine and thriving, and I just want you to know they're probably not. They're probably not. Especially in the age of Instagram where all you're gonna see is like 30-second Insta stories here and there, and it might look like everyone else is fine, but they're probably not. They're probably just like you, probably a little lonely, probably a little confused. Even if they have a job they enjoy or a relationship they enjoy, they probably are feeling like grieving the loss of college or like the change of seasons. When seasons change in your life, grief comes. And it's gonna be hard, and it's gonna be okay, and you're gonna make it through, and you're gonna figure out what you wanna do. One mistake that I've made in my life is every time I finish something amazing and I don't know what to do next, I kind of feel like a failure. It's because I'm a 3 on the Enneagram. If you're familiar with the Enneagram, it's 9 different personality types, and the 3 is nicknamed the achiever, And basically every single part of the Enneagram is like a thing where you find your worth in that thing. It's kind of like your superpower. You're really good at it, but it tends to be a place where you accidentally find your worth. And so you need to live healthy with harnessing your superpower, but not letting it overtake you and ruin your life. Basically. So I'll link that down below if you want to learn more about the Enneagram. But I am a 3, I am the achiever, and so if I'm not achieving enough, I feel insecure usually. And so every time I complete some kind of season, doesn't matter how successful it is, if I don't know what I'm doing next, I feel like a failure. So when I finished the world race, that was a huge success, felt like a failure. When I finished college, I felt awesome because I did have a job lined up, but as soon as I lost it, I can't even explain the failure and like the shame that I felt so much. Oh my gosh, I have never felt so embarrassed and shameful in my life. And it's understandable that I felt that way, like, you know, moving to a big city, feeling like I'm awesome. I found a job right out of college and a lot of people didn't, and then it was, no, never mind, not gonna work, but you're still here. But here's the thing is, just because you don't know what you're doing next doesn't mean the last season wasn't worth celebrating and isn't worth being proud over. So my advice to you is don't give into that lie that you're a failure just because you don't know what you're gonna do next. You still graduated college, and that is a huge accomplishment. I don't care if it was easy for you or it was hard for you like it was for me. There are millions of people in the world that will never have that opportunity, and maybe they tried and failed, and so be proud of yourself, okay? You're not a failure because you don't know what you're gonna do next. Okay, now some practical advice for when you are ready to find a job. I would say just say no to the shame that you're gonna be tempted to feel about getting rejected from jobs or it taking you a really long time. Because here's the thing, guys, you only need one job. One job. So if 20 people say no, we don't want you, and one person says yes, that's it, you have a job. You only need one job. And who cares how long it takes you? I mean, you might have certain circumstances that you need to find one quicker. I'm not sure. But that aside, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. Once you finally get one, you're not gonna like remember for the rest of your life, oh man, it took me 5 months to find a job, I suck. No, you're not gonna think about it ever again. Also, you're gonna come to find that it doesn't really matter where you went to college, it doesn't really matter what your grades were too much. Depending on if you wanna go to grad school or like certain majors, it might matter. But for most of you, it probably won't. It's a pretty even playing field, I feel like, once you get out there. And so you're gonna be fine. Overall, like, your self-worth is not in your successes and it's not in your achievements, and I know that's not what people normally tell you in America, but that's the truth, okay? There's a song in the musical Dear Evan Hansen, if you guys are into Broadway. Dear Evan Hansen is, oh my gosh, it's like the best musical. I've actually never seen it. I love the music. That's how Broadway is, right? If you're a Broadway fan, you know, like, you can love a musical and have never seen it, and it's really kind of heartbreaking. It's a really heartbreaking hobby to have because it's so expensive. Anyways, there's a line in the show Dear Evan Hansen that just preaches to me, where he says, "You never get around to doing some remarkable thing. That doesn't mean that you're not worth remembering. If you never get around to doing some remarkable thing, you still matter." And that, oh my gosh, that like touches me deep in my heart, because again, I'm a 3 and I tend to give into the lie of like, if I don't achieve some remarkable thing in my life, then my life was worthless. Whoa, that was vulnerable. That's like my like deep inner fear in life, and that's not true. So if your life isn't like looking like what you thought it'd look like, you're not engaged yet, you don't have the ring by spring, you don't have everything figured out, it's okay. You're so young. You're like literally a freshman in life right now. Like, there's so much time. It's gonna be fine. But there's 2 things here, okay? So I want you to hear 2 things from me. 1, it's okay if you don't do remarkable things right away or ever. It's gonna be fine. But also 2, you are capable of doing remarkable things, okay? If you have big dreams, if you have something you wanna try, you can do it. Don't sell yourself short. Believe in yourself. Put yourself out there. You can do anything. That's the thing about once college is over, you can literally do whatever you want. If you want to move across the country, you can move across the country. If you want to live in another country, you can live in another country. If you want to get married, you can get married. If you can do whatever you want. I feel like at the end of the day, we're our own worst enemies. We like trip ourselves up and psych ourselves out and make ourselves feel like we can't do things. If we can overcome our own self-doubt and our own fears, that's when we're successful. That's when we do some big remarkable thing. So now let's talk about once you do get a job, which most of you will. Maybe you don't want to get a job, maybe you want to be an actress or an athlete or start your own company or make YouTube videos. I don't know. But most of you probably will get a job, and I think it's important to note two things. Again, I have two things to say. One, you're gonna be probably the youngest person there, depending on where you work, and if your experience is like mine, people might try and make you feel bad about that, and I would just say don't let anyone look down upon you for being young. It's in the Bible actually, do not let anyone look down upon you for being young, but set an example to the believers in faith and purity and love. I think that is the verse. Paraphrase. I remember my first job, well not the first one because I lost that one, but the second one that I had for a while, I was the youngest person there, and I remember people would comment on my age probably like once a day. It was very annoying. I would just say take yourself seriously, work hard, be an equal member of the team. Don't give them anything to say bad about you, like, oh, she's young and she's always on her phone, or she's never on time. Like, just don't give them anything that they can throw back at you. Just be just like everyone else, be a hard worker, be an even harder worker. And also I would say at the same time, be teachable and understand that you are new and you are young, and the people ahead of you have been there longer and they have a lot to teach you. So be humble, be teachable, and let the people around you like show you how it's done. That was a hard lesson for me. I can be kind of stubborn and I don't really like being told what to do. So I had to learn that one when in my first job. Like, okay, yeah, everyone's making fun of me for being young, but they also have a lot to offer and they know a lot more than I do. So be teachable. I think being teachable might be one of the most likable characteristics like you can offer as an employee. And the very last thing I want to mention is if you are not in a relationship at this point, the whole ring by spring thing, especially if you live in the South, especially if you go to like a Christian school in the South, you're probably stressed out that you're not engaged yet. Like, that is so weird to me. You have so much time to be in a relationship, and here's the thing, okay, here's the thing. If you're not in a relationship and you're about to graduate college, you can do whatever you want, okay? I don't think I would have been able to go to Europe for 4 months by myself if I was in a serious relationship about to get married. Probably not. I don't know if I could have gone on the world race. I don't know if I could have done all the things I did if I was in a really serious relationship before I was married. I mean, you never know, anything is possible. But if you're not in a relationship, I would say take advantage of that, and you can follow your heart and your dreams and do whatever you want, and you don't have to think about anyone else because you're not tied to anyone else, and I think that's a beautiful thing. That is all my advice that I have for you guys today. I hope this video was helpful. I'm pretty passionate about this topic because I have been there and I have felt all the feelings you're feeling, and I'm here to say it is gonna be fine. You're gonna thrive. It's gonna be great. You just might not thrive right away, and now that you know that that is going to happen, you're prepared and you're not gonna feel shocked and confused when it does. Hopefully, you might still. It's hard to avoid these feelings even though you know they're coming. But I hope that this video is helpful and encouraging. Maybe watch it again later if you're feeling this way. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you have not, and turn on the post notifications. I'm about to go to Israel and Amsterdam and Greece like in a week. So you're gonna wanna turn on the post notifications. I'm about to be vlogging like crazy. So turn those on, and I will see you in the next video. Bye you guys.
And if you want it, come and get it. Crying out loud, let go.